Osimhen, a done deal. It might be the international break, but as ever, Chelsea bring the news when needed. Hello and welcome back to another episode of This Week at Chelsea, the series where we delve into all things Chelsea in the news. And it's been quite a busy couple of days already. Please like the video, subscribe, and the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. And as always, let's get into it. Up first, and we have more injury concerns. First, we had Levi Colwill out with a suspected shoulder injury. That came just before our 4-4 draw. A crazy game, but we've gone over that many a time. But our 4-4 draw at home against Manchester City this past weekend. Malo Gusto is the newest addition that we thought was a shrinking list of injuries. His absence takes the overall list to 8 now. With him out, it adds even more pressure to Reece James to stay fit, stay without injury, which, as we know, it's not easy. It's never a guarantee. So, James has yet to play a full 90 minutes this season in any competition, having missed 7 games so far this season with a hamstring injury. He's been back the last 5 games in all competitions, and they've been fairly treacherous. They've been fairly intense. 8 goals, 4 goals conceded. Another one in the Tottenham game. It's been really tricky for everyone involved, but against the likes of Doku as well. James has he's had the brunt of it in these games. Thankfully, though, it's a good sign. He's playing more and more so, hopefully, it's something that he can stay away from, and hopefully it can stay that way, that he's playing more and more frequently. But the pressure is now on with a lack of support available from Gusto, with him now out. Reports have said that Gusto had an MRI, which revealed a small injury to the medial lateral ligament. In his right knee. He has left the French under-21s squad. He's returned to Chelsea, but it's also being labelled as a small injury, so maybe a couple of weeks out. Who knows? I don't know. Let me know. What do you think? Is this a bit of a calamitous situation, or is it nothing really to worry about? Agents John Obi, Mikel, Obi-Wan, whatever you want to call him, Victor Osimhen to Chelsea confirmed, and here we go. On the Obi-Wan podcast, former Chelsea midfielder John Obi Mikel interviewed the man in question and exclaimed to the striker, "Next season, I know you're gonna come to Chelsea, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to be the agent to broker that deal. I'm going to make sure that happens. We're crying out for someone like you since Drogba left the club," which he does go on to say. Obviously, Costa did have a big impact as well, but you get the sentiment. You get the comparison. Now, obviously, that doesn't guarantee anything, but the seed has been planted. The seed has well and truly been planted. It's in his head. We know he's open to a move elsewhere. And Mikel, a fellow Nigerian of his as well, and Osimhen, a huge fan of Didier Drogba, even claiming to style himself around that of Drogba, watching compilations, checking where he can improve, where he can, try and replicate some of the attributes of the Ivorian. Co-host of the Obi-Wan podcast, Chris McCarty, pleaded with Victor Osimhen to join Manchester United instead of Chelsea. The Nigerian agreed he will speak to Igalo about his future, as well as obviously Mikel and Drogba, to assess his options. What do you make of the interaction? I think by now everyone's seen the video or the clip between Osimhen and John Obi Mikel. I thought it was obviously interesting to have him on the podcast so early on. Only the 3rd episode on that podcast, a really good one, as I've watched all the episodes now, where the other 2 guests, this is only episode 3, but the other 2 consisted of Chelsea legends John Terry and Frank Lampard. Perhaps one day, who knows, we could come back and it could be seen that he had 3 Chelsea legends on from the opening 3 episodes. Who knows? And lastly, TIMO WERNER could be set to make a shock return, both to the Premier League and to Chelsea, after RB Leipzig announced he will be allowed to leave the club in the winter window. Ooh, you thought Halloween was over. It's back, baby. Spooky season is back. The German international had 2 seasons at Chelsea, as we know, scoring 23 goals in 89 appearances in all competitions, winning the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup during his time at the club. Since his departure at the end of the 21-22 season, Werner has scored 18 goals in 52 appearances in all competitions for Leipzig, winning the DFB Pokal and the DFL Super Cup respectively. With striking still somewhat an issue for Chelsea this season, and with Nicholas Jackson out soon for the upcoming African Cup of Nations, would a loan move be something you would consider? Let me know in the comments. Many people thought that once he had left, that we'd got rid of the wrong German and were left with the silky one. Of course, we were made to endure a whole season of Kai Havertz and the shite he'd put on display. Personally, despite the recent flurry of goals for Chelsea, we are frustrating enough up top as it is. We do not need the return of Fernando Torres reincarnated alongside Jackson. That said, don't want to speak too badly on Jackson. He's obviously improved in the last couple of games. Jackson has now equalled the Premier League goals scored that Timo Werner got in his first season of 6 goals. And is 1 Premier League goal off that of Kai Havertz in his tally last season, where he had 7. And listen, with OSIMHEN this, Ivan Toney that, who says no to a Timo Werner return to the bridge? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. That's all for today. Just a brief one. I'll be back on Thursday for a roundup of the news between now and then. It's a bit more of a regular occurrence, these news videos. And hopefully one day it can be every day of the week, and excluding the weekend. But either way, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. As always, my name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.